AIDS, right? How we got Hawaii, how we got Puerto Rico,
Oh,
right?
we
So
just
it's
took
like,
Hawaii. We was like, oh, y'all need it. We got it's ours. No war, no
right?
nothing.
So
It's just
And
ours.
Parker,
for
Parker, to answer your
but for
question,
us,
that's what I was saying. Is the leadership of these countries, they do have evil tendencies, but we
but do they?
no, I
Yeah,
do
That's
I
just
think
think
it.
that
I
I
do
don't.
think that.
I disagree with
I
that.
do
That's
think that.
American
But I'm gonna tell
exceptionalism.
you,
I
but I'm gonna
disagree.
tell you why it is so messed up though. Putin is crap. China leadership ain't that really that freaking far off of American ideology, to be honest with you. They just go by a different path. But they don't say Russian leadership, China leadership. Remember the 80s? So I'm gonna throw them in there.
Yeah,
Japanese leadership. No, they
yeah.
go the whole country of China. Oh, the whole country of China is not like that. The whole
Because
country of Japan. No,
It's
the whole
easy
country
to
of Japan.
do
The
that.
in
whole country of
order
Russia.
to
No, the whole
rally,
country.
in
No.
order to rally the nation, you got to give them an enemy. You got to give them a target. So when we look at other countries, we don't say Chairman Xi and how he runs China is the problem. We say China's the
China's
problem.
the problem, not how he's running China.
But when China looks at America, we don't want Chairman Xi to say America is evil. They want Chairman Xi to say Donald Trump is reckless. Joe Biden is reckless, right? So when it's us, we want to be individual. When it's them,
We
it's
want
all
to.
of
Yep, it's
The
all of them.
whole
Every last
country.
single one
right?
of them.
Same thing with in America. When it's white people, it comes across offensive because I'm a white person and I'm not like that. Everybody wants to be an individual, but they want to hide behind the collective. I can't sit here and advocate for the black community without acknowledging that we got parasites among us. We got people we got to deal with. We can't disband, like when the people on the left talk about get rid of the police, I look at them and say, you guys is crazy. Because I know my community needs the police. We just need you to fix them. We just need you to address the lack of control and accountability that the police are under. See, you get rid of the police, the black community would be cannibalized almost instantly because you got the parasites, your drug dealers, your game bangers, your boosters, your scammers, all them will become a lot more bold without any police in the way. We had an example of that happen here in Atlanta when they had that no-go zone for the police, and then all of a sudden it turned into damn New Jack City, right? So we need law enforcement. We just don't need it the way it is. We want to have citizen advisory boards that have control over what happens with our local police. We want qualified immunity removed. We want that if a police officer shoots someone for any reason, that there's a real investigation and it's not done in-house.
Internally, yeah.
Yeah, let's investigate
Right?
ourselves. We didn't find anything.
We didn't find nothing
Right?
wrong.
Nothing
Ain't
here.
nothing
The
happened.
18,
What?
the
Right?
18 shots in his head, that was justified. Man, come on.
He
But
shot
that's why
himself.
I
That's what they'll
say,
say.
that's why if you notice, I've never considered myself a progressive because we are not the same. Just because we're both on the left doesn't mean we all have the same objective. You say defund the police. I say, no, no, no. Change the police.
So you're
You
saying
say
give them more
war,
money?
No,
perhaps, perhaps. But here's what I say, and I don't want to monopolize. I need to make a separate video about this. When I say reform the police, I mean you have to be intentional about what you're doing. So I'm saying that may mean more money, but how are we doing the money? Because personally, as I've said before, We don't need as many beat. Hear me out, Marlon. We don't need
Oh,
as many beat cops.
I was nearly agreeing with you because I was saying I don't have a problem with funding the police. I have a problem with you funding police so they have enough money to go get a freaking tank to go down Main Street.
I don't want them having a blank check.
That's what I have a problem with.
I don't want them having a blank check. I think that if you're going to have police, you need to have you need to have a SWAT level, special training, badass unit. You need them. Okay. Give them the stuff they need. But your regular police don't need that stuff. Okay? What the hell? They look like they're in Fallujah and they're just driving down 5th and Main. No. Right? You need to have people who are specifically trained, and we have the ability to do this, but specifically trained in the social services, mental health, youth, family dynamics. We have so many people who are in social services. They're trying to do a job. They're trying to do the good work, but they don't get paid anything. So they sitting there getting benefits right next to the people that they're trying to help manage. If they were part of law enforcement, they would get good pay. And I would say with law enforcement, you need to address their pay. There's no reason that a police officer that you trust to carry death on his or her hip is making less than $60,000 a year. That don't make no damn sense to me. You gonna send a broke person out there to go and control criminals? How long before they get corrupted? Then you got police officers. I think they should have more time off. Most of these police officers work mandatory overtime. They work 60, 70, 80 hours a week. What the hell is that? I do not need Officer JoJo high on whatever speed or caffeine working his 12 hours. Hopefully caffeine. Trying to help me with anything. That dude is sleepy, jittery, and crazy.
And needs a vacation.
Pay him his time. Pay him what you need to pay him. Mandatory. They have to take a full week off every year. Mandatory. And if anybody is involved in the shooting, whether they're the ones who shot the weapon or they were on the scene of the call for someone who shot the weapon, they need to have time off, have some counseling, and help these people readjust. We got people who are going from one critical situation to the next, week after week, just out there with a gun. I'm just saying, take care of the police, but hold them accountable. I think if you have that much power, you should have less benefit of the doubt, not more. But that's my little shtick on law enforcement.